Hey everybody, I'm Meg from Loven Stamps, and this is Maker Mornings with Meg. And today I woke up and thought, I don't know what I'm going to stamp for you guys today. I think I'm going to use some soon-to-be retired things, and I'm going to look and see what's on the clearance, or not the clearance, but the retiring products list with a great discount. And there's probably going to be designer series paper. It's probably going to be a mix and match. So I have on my mix and match textures and patterns top today to go along with our mix and match patterns and textures cards today. And I said cards with an S because I'm going to show you two different versions of this that use the same set of supplies. So this is a real win in terms of things you can order at an amazing discount and get a lot of mileage out of. So when I was looking, hi Tanya, thanks. I'm glad you like the top. When I was looking at the store, I did a quick search, and I'll show you some of these things in there. But the link is in the video description, so you can find all the goodies that we're using today. I did a search and I looked for things that were discounted, and I came across the Tea Boutique Designer Series paper, which I have sort of, mine is like all, stretched across here. I actually did a lot of projects with Tea Boutique when this first came out last summer. So I should have put a link. It'll be in the blog post, so you can go back and look at those for even more ideas. But I noticed that the Teacup cup of tea, I think it was called, stamp set is sold out. But you know what? It doesn't matter, because the Tea Boutique suite had this set of dies with it that include this super cute teacup. So there's this one here that's patterned, and this cute one here that's solid, and teacups and flowers and little hearts and lemon slices and tea bags and so forth. And so this is a really great opportunity to add these things to your stamping collection, and you don't need the stamps. So I'm going to pair it with two other stamp sets that are also soon to be retired that are like less than $10 each, I think, or something crazy. So you're going to want to look at those. And we are going to make a card that is super duplicatable for whatever supplies you have on hand. You're going to use this design over and over again. I know, because I've actually been using it a ton lately. So sneak peek over my shoulder at soon-to-be released products, and here, I'll move again. Sneak peek over my shoulder at soon-to-be released products that also use the same card layout. So you guys are going to love this one. All right, so good morning. Hey, Trish and Kelly. All right, I'm going to switch my camera over, and we're going to get started. So like I said, the link is in the video description for the supplies for this card. And they are just all on a really great price right now. Okay, so this is the mess, right? I have this because I'm going to show you kind of how we're going to distill this down into our card layout. I have my cards and envelopes. So these are what I'm going to start with. So this is a pre-printed envelope. Comes with cute printing on the front and the back. And these were introduced with the new in colors last year. So they came in a package kind of like this, and then the cards and envelopes for all of the in colors. These aren't the retiring in colors. These are the carrying over in colors. So you'll have a whole another year to use these and get more supplies and so forth. But these are all really pretty, and they go perfectly. They're designed to match with the Tea Boutique Designer Series paper, which is still available and is just a few dollars in the online store. So let's say we're going to start with this Sweet Sorbet color here, and we want to do some mixing and matching of some papers to go with this. So I'm going to kind of flip through here, and this is exactly what I did when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do for this card, looking for things that would be a nice match for this color and texture. And I came across these two papers right here, and I thought, oh my gosh, those are perfect, right? They go so beautifully with these cards and envelopes, and actually even the peach on the back, that petal pink color, would be terrific. So you'll notice that I have my circles here. These are from the Super Fab Stylish Shapes dies, which are continuing into the new book. These are my go-to layering dies. You see them on so many. I won't say all, but probably the majority of projects that I make use these dies, because they make these really cute little dotted edges for our shapes, which just give you just that little bit of extra interest. Hey, Chris. All right. So we're going to go ahead and cut some circles here. And let's go ahead, we're gonna cut 3 circles here. So I'm gonna cut a couple, the biggest, these are all the circles, not the smallest one. This one we're gonna set aside for our greeting and gonna be white. And then these others I'm gonna cut, mix and match from here. And through the magic of television, I have those here for us, okay? So here are circles that we can mix and match for layering on our card. Now, oh, sorry, this is kind of driving me crazy. You guys are like a little bit, there we go, that's better. Is it better? Something like keystoning weird on my camera this morning. All right, anyway, so I have our pieces here and we're going to kind of mix and match these to make a background here that is going to give us some direction, like it's gonna sort of focus our attention in so that we can have our focal point here someplace in the middle of our card. So let's talk about that focal point. I mentioned that these Boutique dies, Teacup Dies, I think they're called. Yeah, the Teacup Dies are terrific whether or not you have the stamp set. So stamp set's gone, dies still fabulous. So this die right here would be a great one to layer on here. And we want to make this a really strong color here if it's gonna stand out from this petal pink background. You can also see that I didn't put it on top of this floral here because that would be really confusing to see. So this gingham check here is gonna give us that perfect background. And then I also have these 2 little tea bags. So you can make large tea bags and small tea bags, or you can make yourself a little tea bag frame. And so I've got these 2 pieces here washi taped together, and we're going to make ourselves a little teacup frame also. Now, you could add little sprigs of greenery, you could add flowers, you could add hearts, even this little lemon piece. This I'll show you, I'm not gonna use it in the card, but I'll show you this. I die cut this from a piece of the lemon paper, and then I die cut the overlay from another piece of the lemon paper, and it was a little bit hard to see on here. So I went ahead and smushed it into my Daffodil Delight ink pad. So then we have this little layered lemon piece that all kind of comes from the designer series paper. So there we go, focus or not. So lots of possibilities for this. All right, so let's figure out what we're going to use for that strong accent here. And I was flipping through and I looked and I realized, oh my goodness, the in color Glimmer paper is also on that going away list at a nicely reduced price. So these are the same colors that match the cards and envelopes and also match the Boutique designer series paper. So this is the perfect add-on. I have one more perfect add-on that's coming, so you can wait for it. But this here is Sweet Sorbet. So I'm going to go ahead and die cut here one of our teacups, and also die cut here our double frame of the little tea bag, and those cut out through the magic of television look like this, okay? So here are, I actually use the darker end of it, but we have this is gonna layer here, and then I have this tea bag, and we have some fun stuff still coming with this. Hey, Dawn, good to see you. All right, so we'll set this aside here. We're not sure what we're gonna do with it yet. So we need, of course, to add to this a greeting. And I came up with 2 different greeting sets from the retiring list that would be a terrific add-on for this, for the teacup stamps, okay? So one is conversation bubbles. The dies for this are gone, but you know what? You can use scissors and cut these out. They're really easy, and fussy cutting would not take you very long. The other one is this Eden's Garden set. Also available, the dies for this one are gone, but the pieces of this are still really useful. And the inside pieces here are a really nice match for sort of the tea, the wispy greenery and so forth. So these would be great things to add when you're stamping inside your card, because of course you're gonna do that, right? Plus, dear friend, how are you? Hello there, sending hugs. Great for teacup themed projects, okay? All right, so let's take a look at this. And figure out, we want to add our greeting here. So let's say that we have decided we're gonna put our greeting here, but we wanna give it a little bit more focal point. I'm gonna grab this die, which is also from Stylish Shapes, and we are going to snag a scrap from our edge pieces here. So this is from that same Sweet Sorbet paper, and die cut this through the magic of television. We have this fun sparkle banner which will make a great layering piece here for our project, okay? See how we're getting this all kind of layered out together? I'm gonna bring this maybe down here someplace. Now a greeting, like I said, you can stamp and cut out. So if we wanted to, I've misplaced my basic white cardstock. Here we go. If we wanted to go ahead and stamp, we could use like this high here and bring in our Sweet Sorbet ink pad. And so let's go ahead and do this and go ahead and stamp. And like I said earlier, this is a Super Whiz to fussy cut. So remember to turn the paper with your non-cutting hand only. Keep your scissors straight. I usually like to cut it out of the paper when I get that close. And then that way you get a nice continuous straight line. So I know people, sometimes I ask if you're working on your fussy cutting homework, almost threw the piece away. And you guys are so great about it. But this, you could certainly add as a high card, or you could put it here with a teacup, but why don't we put it here with our tea bag? So there is a good possibility there. Or sneak peek here, you could also die cut from basic white. And if I use this Sending Hugs stamp, which is mounted here, we talked about using both sides of your blocks the other day. If I stamp Sending Hugs here on this piece of basic white, then we can use this greeting right here. So I don't know, do you guys have a favorite? You could group the greetings too. Here's hi, hello from Conversation Bubbles. Hi, hello with a little tea bag. That's kind of cute too, actually. Well, I kind of like that one. I can show you the Sending Hugs version too, but I'm gonna go with this one for now. Now, I thought that I wanted to go ahead and use this tea bag, but it doesn't scream tea bag here. So we're gonna add some extra embellishments to this, and we're gonna bring in the baker's twine. So this is the 2022-24 in color baker's twine, which is actually not retiring. And I'm going to add a little bit of this green here. This is the Parakeet Party Green. When I use something this petite, this light, I often like to double my string so that I have a really nice sort of bulk to this string so it shows up really well. And I'm gonna make the simplest a little knot here ever. I'm just gonna put that loop through and drag the ends. I said simple and now I'm like fumbling it. There we go. I drag the ends through. So now I have just a little, sorry for the focus, a little tea bag there. And then I'm gonna trim off this end. So there, we have that set. And then we have like a little tea bag here that we can add to our card, all right? So now let's go ahead and start putting this together. And so I'm going to move this because I really like this layout. I'm gonna just set it aside so that I don't lose it. And I'm going to start gluing pieces down. So multi-purpose liquid glue, just throw some circle or of glue on there. Then I think for this piece here with a teacup, I would really like this to be laid up. So I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this. Hey, Cheryl. I don't know how many of you guys have the Tea Boutique suite already, but if you didn't get all these pieces, these are just a great chance to add these to your collection. So, and really, if you're thinking like, I'm not really a teacup person, you could use the cards and envelopes and do all kinds of flowers, and same, you could use the stylish shapes. You could do the exact same card layout, just skip the teacup part of it. But I'm not really a tea drinker person, but I do love the sentiment. It just feels like warm and homey. All right, and then this, I want to go ahead and stick all my pieces together. And I think I'm gonna layer the high flat. I often like to vary the layers of things so that there are different heights to our pieces. So, all right, I've got our high, and then this hello, I think is gonna be, we're gonna use it with the banner. So one of the ways I like to do that when I don't wanna stress about where I'm putting stuff is to just go ahead and use dimensionals right at the intersection between the pieces. So that can go here like this. And I think this piece is gonna sit up. So we're gonna go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back of this piece here too. All right, so what do you guys think? all these pieces to mix and match and bring together. Kind of a fun project here, and easily accomplished with this layout. So make sure you mark this card layout as one you would like to add to your stamping toolbox. And then we're going to add this little accent here. We have another accent coming, but it's hard to resist this cute one here with the, I'm going to pop some liquid glue on here, and this is going to have different height because of that string and the way it's going to pop up on there. I'm not going to worry. I think it's going to fold down and stick fine, even on the Glimmer paper, but to give it the best chance, I'm going to set something heavy on here. Seems risky, but I'm going to use my ink pads. If I had a punch handy, I would use that. All right, so we're going to let that dry. In the meantime, let's bring out our extra bling, because also from that retiring list is the set of matte in color dots. And look at these. They match the Glimmer paper, they match the cards and envelopes, and they match the Tea Boutique designer series paper that I am flinging around. So really you can't go wrong with these, because they are also nicely discounted, and I think that's dry. Okay, so I'm gonna go, I could go with the green ones, or I could go with the red, the Sweet Sorbet ones to match everything else. I think I'm gonna stick with Sweet Sorbet and let this green sort of stand on its own. So you can pick the dark, I'll pick the darkest ones for this one. And I'm just gonna pop a couple of these on here. I like to emphasize our focal point, so I'm gonna stick with putting these kind of around our focal point here. Whoops. My nails are almost grown back from cutting them for rock climbing. All right, so there we have our finished card here, and fold this. And that gives us a really fun sort of hi, hello, tea, thinking of you set from Conversation Bubbles, mixed and matched with the Tea Boutique dies, okay? All right, I promised you guys another card, so let me grab the other one. Let's say that we decided we wanted to do this same project, but we wanted to use one of the different color suites here available from this project. So how about we take the Starry Sky one, and for this one, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do Sending Hugs, I think. So let's see, we have that, we have the matching card base, which is ready to go. We're gonna have a basic white circle cut here, and then we need a series of designer series paper circles. So again, all I did was flip through here. This one would be really pretty with the greenery. Flip through here to pick out some papers that I thought would be a good match for our background. Oh, I really like this one with the envelopes. So I've got a circle cut from this. You'll notice that my scrap wasn't quite wide here, wasn't quite wide enough for this circle to fit, but no problem, right? Because with our layout, remember, we're gonna cover up part of the circle, so I'm just gonna arrange this to cover that up. And then I wanted to have some mix and match pieces. This one, I wanna make sure that I have this circle here be quiet enough that it allows the teacup to shine through. And then I want one more for the front, and I couldn't decide between these two, so maybe we'll work on that together. From our Glimmer paper, I have, of course, the coordinating Starry Sky Glimmer paper here to die cut, and so I have that piece done here through the magic of television. A word about this die, it has a lot of details on it. So what I often like to do to make sure it's really easy to pop out is I might go ahead and die cut it. We'll say it's going this way. This is me going through the die cut machine. Before I pull the teacup off of the Glimmer paper, I'm going to go ahead and keep those together, and then I'm going to put them through this direction in a different spot on my die cut machine. I feel like I need a backup, a backup warning. So when you rotate this 90 degrees, it's going to put pressure on different parts of the die, and then it becomes really easy to pop out the elements. So when you're using a paper that's a little thick with a backing like this, or the plasticky one that I was showing you with the rose gold specialty paper, use that 90 degree trick, and it makes your dies come out so simply. All right, so we've got our next one there. And then I've already stamped this one with our sending hugs. So this is gonna go here, but we're gonna back this with a piece of the Glimmer paper here. Focus, Glimmer paper here, cut to match, and that's from that same piece. So that's gonna go there. And then, I don't know, which one do you think? This one, sending hugs. I feel like the teacups are busy, but I'm going with them because they echo our theme, and that is a really fun thing to add. Okay, I didn't cut the tea bag out, but you can see how the tea bag would be really easy to add to our card right down here. So, all right. So really fun and simple ways to make the most of this. Let me see here if I can do my, okay, that didn't show up. All right, I guess I'm not going to show you my, screen here because it's not going to, but you'll want to use the, link in the video description to go ahead and check for these supplies, which are greatly discounted. And of course, I appreciate when you guys shop with me. It helps to support my studio and making these videos and so forth. So check those things out because all of the stuff I showed you, with the exception of the white cardstock, the ink pad, the dies, and this string, are like 60% off. So you're gonna wanna look at those. And definitely keep this circle layout in mind. Sneak peek again here of upcoming cards. But I really love the stylish shapes and how many things you can get out of this. We actually used, do I have it here? A couple episodes ago, I showed you a card with the Playing in the Rain suite. And that sold out like right away after I demonstrated it. So the lesson there is if you want these two boutique supplies, go get them now because they're probably not going to last much longer, especially because these are great cards today. So don't miss out on them. But there's so many possibilities for these circles and so forth. If I end up with a half price item because I am placing a large order, or if I end up with Stampin' rewards or host rewards for ordering over $150, one of the things I also like to do is sometimes I'll even get duplicates of something. So Stylish Shapes Dies is one that I need to add a duplicate for because I use it so much. I can't believe I don't have two already. So anyway, today is Thursday, so happy pre-Friday, everyone. Only a few days left for this catalog and the... Nope, that's the new catalog. Only a few days left for this catalog and the retiring January through April mini catalog. So, yay. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys like these tips. Oh, speaking of tips, I have a tip that I'm going to share with you. Oh, I could have done it for this card. I have a tip I'm going to share that uses Stylish Shapes dies next week, so you're going to want them anyway. I promise. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I need that now. So watch for that next week. In case you weren't convinced already. So raise your hand if you already have the Stylish Shapes dies for bonus points. So, all right, everybody, have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you again on Tuesday with Maker Mornings with Meg, and that will be our first day for the new catalog. So I have some fun new catalog things to share with you then. I'm also going to have a new catalog premiere on Thursday evening, May 4th at 7 p.m. Central Time. Maker Mornings with Meg will meet twice before then, so 9:30 a.m. Central Time on the 2nd and the 4th, Tuesday and Thursday, and then the 4th again in the evening. So I have a lot of new cards coming your way. I think you guys will be excited about the new book, but don't miss your last chance to add some of these things to your collection too. So happy stamping, everybody. Have a great day, and thanks for joining us today.